Hello.
Hi,
Hi.
how are
So
you,
good
my
to see you.
friend?
I'm good. Thanks for having me here today.
Of course, I'm excited to have you. Um, so today we have on the thinking of our call gallery director Paris Chong, who's here in Los Angeles, and Paris and I work together on a collaboration for Project Angel Food.
And Photo 20
I mean the
at the
AIDS. I
AIDS
mean the
Monument.
AIDS Monument.
Yeah,
The
that's
AIDS
okay. You must
Monument.
have done that too.
I
Yeah,
did
and,
that
and
too.
now
Yes.
I'm officially on the board for FAM, the Foundation for the AIDS Monument. You knew that though, right?
No, I've forgotten that.
Yeah, they invited me to be on the
Actually,
board. So
that's
I'm very
awesome.
proud of that. So I don't know if a lot of
Yeah,
people
we
know about that.
I did not realize that. Yeah, the AIDS Monument is an incredible thing that they're going to be doing, installing here in West Hollywood. And we collaborated on that photo exhibition together, and we had it in
Yep.
your beautiful gallery space. So today, I just wanted to talk about rock and roll photography. I mean,
Yay.
you're a huge fanatic, and you can teach us all so much, especially me. But can you tell us like how you got started? Kind of in the gallery world and your love of rock and roll photography?
Well, first of all, I love all photography. I mean, we're kind of like we're featuring someone today, and you can't talk about rock and roll photography without talking about Neal Preston. But
Of
I
course.
just love art. I actually started off my career almost 20 years ago selling paintings. So I know you sell paintings as well, right? A lot of paintings, or just all
Yeah,
different kinds of art. But I started off
all,
doing that, and
all
I
kinds.
actually used to work at a gallery at Bergamot Station called Robert Berman Gallery, and they do a lot of
Hmm.
paintings and photography. And then I also was the gallery director at the Farmani Gallery that used to be just down the road from this gallery here, because I'm in West Hollywood. And so I used to do fine art photography there, but I always loved music because I'm a closet singer. And I think, I originally moved here to be a singer
Yes.
slash actress, hostess, waitress. So I
Yeah.
ended up, kind of in a roundabout way going through all these different channels and somehow ended up coming back to sell art, which is it's still so artistic to me because I got close though to getting a record deal, but it all fell through. But I started working here at Leica Gallery. I can't believe this July is going to be 6 years. So I've been here for a while, and I met Neal a couple of years ago through a mutual friend that we have, this beautiful girl named Leiden, and I guess she used to work at another gallery in New York, and she met Neal, and he came in here, and they were just originally looking for a space to do a
You
pop-up,
cut
because I
out.
think he was
You
supposed to
cut
do
out for a
something
second.
at Tower Records, and then I did. Am I back? Now can you hear
Yeah,
me?
you cut out just a little bit. Who did you say the girl that you met? You
Well,
were cutting out.
oh, her name was Leiden, and she used to work at another gallery in New York, and that's how she met Neal. And they were
Okay.
looking for a space to do a pop-up show because he actually had this incredible book called Neal Preston, Exhilarated and Exhausted, that was put out by Real Art Press. And actually, they have another book, a Queen book that just came out. So people might want to look into that. I think that's going to be
Amazing.
huge. Yeah, these books are almost sold out, and we sell those here at the gallery. But basically, they were looking for a pop-up space to do the book signing. And I thought, when I saw his work, I'm like, well, I don't want to just do a book signing. I'd rather do a show. Please tell me some of these photographs are shot on Leica. And he goes, well, yeah, actually, I used to shoot with the M3 back in the day, like all his early Led Zeppelin work and some of the Janis Joplin and some of the really awesome early
Right.
work was shot with Leica. So that way I can work with him because fortunately and unfortunately, here at
Right.
Leica, I can only show artists that use the Leica camera, which makes sense. We're above the camera store, and they want to show what the cameras can do. So he did
Hmm.
use a Leica at one point. He actually also used. He's been using the SL and some different cameras since we've become friends, or since he's become friends with the company. And so I just was like blown away when I saw his work, and I didn't want to just do a book sign. I wanted to do an art opening, which we did, and it ended up being our #1 selling show because I think that for whatever
Awesome.
reason,
When
yeah,
was that?
that was 2 years ago. It was 2 years ago, and it was
Okay.
really weird. I want to say I can't remember what artist was showing, but something happened I think we had another artist lined up, and he got a job. That's the thing with photographers; they travel so much, and if they get a job, then they're off. So he had to postpone it. And it just so happened that we were lucky enough that that space opened up for us to do the show with Neal, and it was in
Amazing.
January. And yeah,
Yeah,
did you
so I
want to?
wanted to talk. So he's been a photographer obviously for like 40 years, and
Yeah,
he shot, Zeppelin, he shot Freddie Mercury. I mean, the iconic images that we know in rock and roll photography. I mean, Neal has shot a lot of those images. So can we highlight some specific ones and start out with the Freddie Mercury shot and if you guys watched my stories in promoting the call, or if you want to look at them after, they're on the
how
stories.
do we load those up? Am I
Can
supposed
you
to load
flip?
these up?
Yeah, can you flip your camera and show those by chance on your computer? And then we can
You know
talk
what,
about some of those.
let me, see how to
Because
do,
these
let's do
images are so
photos,
so
print.
incredible.
Yeah, they're really incredible. Now the Freddie Mercury shot, that's outrageous. I mean, he got the best shot. To me, I know there's a lot of good rock and roll photographers out there, but I don't. Okay, now I'm trying to think how to. I wasn't expecting to do this, Kipton, you sneaky devil. Aren't you supposed to have those photos on your? I mean,
I
I
do
can.
have the photos, but my
Okay, wait, hold
iPad
on.
is
The
dead.
Freddie Mercury. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna get it. I could have
My
walked
iPad is
around it.
dead. Sorry about that. I forgot to
That's
charge it.
okay. Let me just get that up here. Let's go over to exhibitions. But he ended up like getting. To me, there's only. I know this not to offend anybody who's in rock and roll photography, but to me, there really is only Jim Marshall and Neal Preston. That's
Hmm.
and I've dealt with and I've worked with both. So for me
Yeah,
to take on any more, we don't want to just be pigeonholed into just being a rock and roll photographer. Morrison Help Hotels rock and roll photographers too. They've got their
of
thing.
course.
We have to kind of
Well,
mix it up.
yeah, no, when we were talking about prepping for the show, I mean, there's so many rock and roll photographers we could have spoken about. But talking specifically about Neal, I thought was really interesting because of, some of the iconic shots that people know and maybe didn't know that it
Mm-hmm.
was Neal Preston and had any idea of his extensive background. I mean, he shot 6 Olympic Games. He had the first
He
solo
loves shooting
exhibition.
sports.
Yeah, and
He
then he
loves
had the
shooting
first solo
sports.
exhibition for the Hard Rock Cafe or Hard Rock Las Vegas hotel in 2010. He's exhibited at the Smithsonian, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, National Gallery in London. I mean, he's such an
What the
accomplished
heck is
man.
this? He's
Um,
incredible.
yeah,
Neil,
so
Neil,
maybe
Neil.
talk in the meantime. Can you talk about some of the stories? Like I know it's like Stevie Nicks he
Oh
shot, and
yeah, I mean, he ended up. Well, because he was like the official rock and roll photographer for Led Zeppelin. I think that like ended up opening so many doors for him, so that everybody wanted.
hmm
Let me just try to get this picture of her. It's really bad. So that I mean, it just opened a lot. And Fleetwood Mac. I mean, everybody just loves him, and he just got so much access. Like it's incredible the access that he got, and I think that's why his work does so well. It's because. I mean, everybody can be a great photographer, which of course he is. I mean, he's the real deal, but no one's going to be able to get another picture of, Freddie Mercury or David Bowie or any of these people ever again the way that he did. So I'm
Yeah,
just
I think
with
that
that.
one shot, we keep going back to Freddie Mercury, but the one shot of him behind, he's backstage and he's shooting Freddie with is that in Wembley? Where
It
was that?
is. It is in Wembley.
Okay,
And I'm going to walk you through the gallery right now because I have it framed
do that.
downstairs. We're going to do
Okay,
that.
do
Yeah.
that.
So, anyways, this is the gorgeous gallery, Leica Gallery LA. We're finally open. We had Victory Blue. Here's another rocker. She was
Hmm.
the bass player from the Runaways. You know Joan Jett and the Runaways?
Hmm.
And so I'm going to go down the
Okay.
famous Leica staircase. Okay, I'm going
Yeah,
without
and the
my mask. I
cameras
have
are
to
all
do this right
available.
now. Where all the
The
gorgeous
cameras are
cameras
all
are.
available on the
There
downstairs.
they are, the camera jewels of the world. Sorry, no mask. I'm coming over there.
Amazing.
See, we do wear masks here. So this is the shot you're talking about, right? Do
Amazing.
you see this? I know there's going to
Yes.
be a glare
Yeah,
on it. So
exactly.
that's the famous
Maybe,
shot.
yeah,
I don't know how
that's
to not
just
have
an
a glare.
incredible shot.
Isn't that incredible?
So stunning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is
it's
actually
incredible.
That sold out in the original edition, and now we have that in a special edition, I think of 50, and they're actually silver gelatin prints. So, and they're almost gone too. So if somebody wants one, they know who to call, right?
What year was that shot?
86.
What year was the shot?
86. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to try to
Did
find
he,
more photos.
yeah. What are some other stories that Neal has shared with you that you can share with us that are really interesting?
Oh, there's some bad ones. Like, you know, it was sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I mean,
Yeah, we want it all.
he did tell this really funny story because you know that the movie Cameron Crowe's Almost Famous. That was actually pretty much
Oh, he
based on
shot.
Cameron and Neal's real life experiences. And I think that the main character in that movie was supposed to be Greg Allman. So a lot of the stuff that he wrote about was actually real stories that he did. So I'm out a win from the stairs. Is that bad?
No, it's not bad at all.
I'm
It's
like,
not bad at all.
okay, so
I want to
mean,
talk about your
I have
hair
the
for a
pictures in the
second.
book. I have the pictures in the book. That could work.
Can we talk about your hair for a second? I mean, you have the
Do we?
rocker hair.
I
You have this
know.
beautiful
I'm
hair.
so 80s girl. I mean, this is 80s girl hair, but I feel like I haven't been able to see my hairdresser, so I
It
think
looks
everything's
good.
opening now. It does. I don't have a
You're a
choice.
beautiful woman. Yes,
Oh,
you are.
checks in the mail. Checks in the mail, Kipton. I know. I love you. I'm so glad that we finally get to work together. So here's a good picture
I
of
know. Me too.
Tom Petty and Bob Dylan. Can you see that?
Oh, amazing, beautiful.
Isn't that
When was that?
incredible?
Is that
Incredible.
is it 70s or 80s?
Oh,
70s, yeah?
this one is 1986.
86.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm gonna flip through. Oh, this is a famous picture that was used for. Here's Jimmy Page. We have that one here.
Oh,
Isn't
wow.
that great?
Amazing. Amazing shot. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to still show you pictures? Do you want to ask me more questions, or do you want to talk about
Show us.
how great your hair looks?
I thank you for saying that. It's called, yeah, quarantine hair. Blessed. It's a blessing to have hair.
Yeah, you're
Talk
lucky.
about,
Look at Michael
yeah.
Jackson.
Oh my God.
Is that
Michael,
incredible?
wow. Wow. That's an amazing
Can you
shot.
see? It's not so bad to show the book. Yeah, so all of these are images,
No,
or
it's
you know, this
beautiful.
book's amazing. And
So,
yeah.
like, maybe some more stories. I mean, I think, you know, some of
More
his,
stories about Neal?
would you say he's most well known about shooting Freddie Mercury, or
No,
who?
I think more for Led Zeppelin. I think
Okay.
he has more stories about Led Zeppelin. I should have had Neal come on here so that he could have talked to you about these stories, because he knows a lot of the stories. But I just know that a lot of them are kind of naughty. I don't know how much I
Yeah.
can talk about that.
Did he
They
travel?
were.
Like, how many days of the year
He
did
was
he
always
travel?
on a plane. He was always on a plane. He traveled with the bands. He was like a band member, but he likes to talk about how it wasn't really as glamorous as people think. You know, he's like, I wasn't part of the band. I was part of the crew. And it was like, even though I was
Right.
there and I was
It's a
on
job.
stage, it was really hard. That's why the book's called Exhilarated and Exhausted. He was exhausted. And, you know, they had to keep, you know, doing things to be able to stay up back in those days. And so it was like, you know, it was a hard life. And he's super healthy now, you know, quit drinking. He doesn't do anything like that anymore. But like, they were living a really hard life. It was a different time, you know, the way that
So
people were.
how many years did he travel with Led Zeppelin?
Oh my God, forever.
No.
That's a good question. I
Was
mean,
that
at
in the
least like
70s?
yeah. He was with them a lot. I mean, he went on he was the only one that was allowed to be with them. And I mean that he's a great guy, and he's best friends with Cameron Crowe. So that's another reason why he got to be around all these different musicians and
Yeah.
people, because Cameron wrote for Rolling Stone, and
I didn't realize that.
yeah,
Okay.
so they've been best friends forever. He was actually here at the opening for Neal's show. He's had two shows actually, twice he had shows. And did something happen? Okay, so there was another thing. Somebody else had a show lined up, but they ended up getting a movie. So they had to like postpone their show, and I was in a pinch. So I just like, Neal's such an easy person to work with and easy to sell. So I just stuck Neal back in, and he did great.
Yeah.
But You know, at that photo, at the Photo 20 event that we did, his picture brought in the most money at that, for the charity. Did you know that? The Freddie
Was with the
Mercury
red
was a one of a
with the
kind, a
red.
one of a one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you have
and
an image? Do you have an image of that anywhere?
yeah, I do
That's
somewhere.
handy.
So let's
You
see.
guys. So what Paris and I did? We were on the committee for the AIDS Monument fundraiser in it was last year.
Yeah, I can't
So
believe it
and
went
it
so
was a photo
fast.
exhibit that we worked on together, and we had an exhibition, and we raised about $100,000 or so
Over,
last
I
year. But
think.
we had over 100,000. And then that Freddie Mercury image that she's looking for was this. It's incredible. It was a one of a kind shot.
It is a one of a
So,
kind.
who are your favorite images of people specifically that Neal has shot over the years?
I love that. Well, he shot the Eagles. I love the Eagles, and he has this great picture of. Oh, look at how great this picture is. This is Greg Allman. Look how beautiful this photo is. This is a pretty photo.
Mm,
Isn't that great?
stunning shot. Yeah,
I don't know. I
beautiful.
was going to have to get these photos up here. I would have done a better job. I should have paid more attention to what your shows are doing. Here's Wembley.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, this is working, right?
Yeah, this is
Wembley.
working fine.
There's Freddie.
So incredible. Freddie
But I
was.
have he gave me a picture of the Eagles. That's actually one of my favorite pictures. And then also the Stevie Nicks picture I sent you for the promo
Mhm,
with
mhm.
that was from 1971 up in Laurel Canyon, and I just love the whole idea of how rock and roll
Wow, she
happened
looked
somewhere in Laurel
so
Canyon.
so innocent and just like
I heard she's
she
not.
looked like a baby. Yeah, I know, right?
I heard that's not true.
But but we like that. It's
Well,
more
rock
interesting.
and roll.
That's right.
I think it's like the only business in town that you kind of get away with just doing the craziest things you ever heard. So this is my favorite picture, and I actually am happy to say I own it. So this is my shot of the Eagles, right? Do you see
Oh,
that?
very cool.
But I
Is
have
that
it
in
in
the
black and
70s?
white. And then this is another one that I love. Do you see Glenn Fry smoking a doobie there?
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Those were
love
shot in the
that one.
70s.
70s. I love that photo. I'm getting my exercise with you, Kipton. I've gone up and down the stairs, and now I'm sitting up and down. Thank
And
you
you're
for the workout.
exercising your, yeah,
Clearly, I
your
do it.
triceps. Yeah.
Yeah, with the book.
Um, so can you talk about like the price point, if you don't mind, of these
Yeah, no
photographs?
problem.
Because
Yeah, so the 16 by 20s usually go for about 1,200 to 12. I mean to like 1,500, depending on where they are in
mhm,
the edition. Obviously, if it's almost sold out, they're going to be a little bit pricier. The 20
mhm.
by 24s usually sell from about 15 to 2,500. Again, however the edition is, however
Mhm.
wherever it is in the edition, and then the larger pieces. Like the piece I showed you downstairs of Freddie Mercury, that one I believe is about 5,000 framed. But again, it's a silver gelatin. It's only a limited edition of 50, so that's kind of a nice
50. Okay.
nice price for that. And
Okay.
so obviously, if anybody's interested in purchasing, get a hold of Kipton. He's going to be able to work with me, these images that he's got till the end of the month. And then if you need something else, come back and see me in June. But
Yeah, we
everything's
can.
for sale. He's really, it's just, and it's a good time to buy art right now if you are a
Mhm.
collector, just because the price, people are at home right now. I think it's a kind of a nice time to have like beautiful art at home, especially when people have been staying home a lot. And for whatever reason,
Yeah.
I mean, I have a lot of amazing artists. I can't say enough good things about all of them. I wouldn't be working with them, but I work with the best of the
You.
best. And for
Yeah,
whatever
you
reason,
do.
Neal just, people love, I don't know if it's because we lost a lot of these people, like recently, and I don't know what it is, but I guess like the
Yeah.
Leica client likes music also.
I was going to ask you that. I mean, I feel like people are definitely more, they've taken this time during quarantine to be more
Hmm.
introspective. And I feel like the photography, and that's why I was excited to do this conversation with you, because Neal has not only captured, 40 years of amazing images, but there's moments in time that speak to all of us, depending, no matter your age. And I think and it's also affordable, relatively affordable starting
Definitely.
price point too for some of the iconic images that he shot. So going back to like some of the stories, um, can you talk about some of the sports figures that Neal has shot?
You know, I know that he did a lot of sports, but unfortunately we haven't sold a ton of them, but I know he's worked with some basketball players. I mean, he actually loves sports, so
Mm-hmm.
he did some really cool pictures of Kobe, that I
Mm,
had never been seen before that he showed me recently. And we'll be able to, I mean, if you want, I can send you some pictures that you could put up on your site and so we can have a little bit
okay.
more of it. I know that he really loved, I know not loved, he loved shooting sports people, but it just kind of wasn't completely his niche. I honestly haven't sold a ton of sports people here. People are really obsessed with his music work, but I
Yeah.
know that he loves it. He's really proud of that work.
Yeah, I have some clients that are specifically really interested um, in sports and tennis players
Oh,
and
do
football
you?
players, reflecting that. Yeah, so we'll talk about that. Where did Neal grow up? And
In
you
New
talk about
York,
his
he's a New
background.
Yorker.
Okay,
Yeah, he's was from Queens, and I know his father was worked in the like on Broadway, and kind of he was around that kind of thing a lot. So he's a New York boy. You need to get him on here.
let's do that. I wanted to do this with you first, but
You
let's talk
should get
about
him
that.
on here because his stories are he tells them so much better than I can, and
Yeah,
he actually is not he's not as worried about editing things out as I would be because I work for a certain company, so he'll
right. No,
just
I
tell
get
me,
it.
which could be
I get
more
it. Yeah,
fun for you.
yeah. So how have you been during quarantine? I mean, the gallery just opened, what, recently?
We
So you could actually
literally,
go back
well,
into
we all
space
retail in Los Angeles just opened yesterday, right? Or today, right? Today's the first day.
today.
So we had a soft opening last week.
Hmm.
So we were here for just curbside pickup only, which is to me so bizarre, but it is what it is. And it actually has been working as people have been coming by to pick things up. But now we're
How does
open. We
it
can only have
how does it feel to be back at work?
weird after 2 months. You know how it is when you have school, when you have a break from school in summer, and even though you love, love going to see your friends and doing that, you're just kind of like, you get into that, like, oh, I kind of like this too. So
Yeah,
I loved being able to slow down and spend time at home and spend time with my son and
yeah,
not be in a rush and sit in traffic and be stressed out and actually work from home. And I almost feel like I got more work done from home. There wasn't really
hmm,
anything I was doing here differently, except when obviously, if there's openings that we have to be here. But I liked being on quarantine. I know that sounds crazy. I know a lot of my friends are going nuts, but I didn't mind it at all because all I do is spend my life rushing around, and I sell
yeah.
art and I'm a single mom and I'm running
For
around,
sure,
and so it was really
for
nice
sure. I
to
mean, the
slow
quality time
down.
with your son
Loved it.
is really beautiful. That you have that
Mm-hmm.
opportunity. When's the next exhibition that you have there in the
Oh, well, that's
gallery?
interesting. Well, I feel really bad because we had this incredible Hunter Thompson show with Al Satterwhite. Al Satterwhite's an incredible photographer, and he
Mm,
did a book with Hunter S. Thompson, and the show was beautiful. And then I also showed, like I mentioned, with Vicky Blue. She was the bass player in Joan Jett and the Runaways. She was in the Runaways, and we had this beautiful opening on March 5th, and it was just so great. But that was kind of like the start of everyone acting weird about the virus. So it
yeah,
wasn't our normal turnout, even though it was still really busy. It was a little bit less, and everybody was
I
kind of
remember.
like,
Yeah, I
what's
missed
going
it.
on?
Yeah, I missed. Yeah.
Yeah. And unfortunately, only 2 weeks later, we are shutting down the doors, and we were told it would be a 2 week
Hmm.
situation, which ended up being a 2 month situation. And so, unfortunately, we're not allowed to have any more large gatherings for the rest of the year. And, I was also
Okay.
planning to do the next Photo 2020 fundraiser here for the
Yep.
Foundation for the AIDS Monument, and that's got to be somehow refigured online. But
Yeah.
right now, it's because we had to close abruptly on this particular show, we're going to run through. We're going to keep Al Satterwhite and Victory Tischler Blue up at Leica Gallery LA through the remainder of June. And then
Hmm.
I'm going to be curating a 6 month show, which is going to be called 6 by 6. And it's going to be six of my more popular bestseller photographers for the next 6 months till we figure out what's going on in the new year. And just
Beautiful.
having a little
Okay.
bit longer show, and then focusing like once a month featuring one of the artists. And of course, Neal's going to be one of the
One of
artists
them.
in that show. Yeah. And
Okay.
I've got Melanie Pullen and Alan Schaller. And actually what I'm also doing is I'm going to be using some of the work that I already have here, because I know it's been really hard for everybody financially, and everybody's been going through financial hardships. And I do have a lot of artwork still here that I'm going to probably recurate so that it works out really well, and then just get some of the
That's
other
awesome.
pieces together. But that's what we have to do right now until we find a cure, right? So
Absolutely. So this is the first day that you've been back in the gallery in 2 months. I mean, I didn't realize that today was the
open.
day.
I was here all last week for curbside
Right.
pickup,
But
but open
but open to the
today.
public.
Yeah.
Yeah, to the public. And all retail is now open
Can you believe
in
it?
Los Angeles. I
Yeah,
can't believe it. I didn't realize that
I
that
know.
was today.
Today. So
So
you can
I'm
go
really
to the Gap, and you can go to Bed Bath and Beyond, and you could go do whatever you're doing. But I don't know how people are going to feel about it. It's not like I see a million people out on the streets right now, you know, having said
Yeah,
that.
yeah, no, of
And I'm in
course.
West
Well,
Hollywood, where it's usually really busy and humming.
I didn't even know. I mean, I follow the news kind of sporadically. I don't watch it like every day anymore.
Yeah, it's
But I
depressing.
didn't realize. Yeah, it is. So I didn't realize that but that's actually really big news. That's exciting that
It is
that the
cool.
retail establishments are open again.
Yeah.
Um,
Otherwise, the
yeah,
economy would just be, you know, what are we supposed to do? You know, it's,
right. No, I know exactly. If I feel like if you don't feel comfortable and you don't feel safe, stay at home. But if you're going to
yeah.
go out, use precautions and be smart about it. Can we go through again just to recap the images that we kind of talked about? There's the Freddie Mercury on
Freddie
stage.
Mercury, the Stevie Nicks, and then whatever you have that I sent you, could put those in. I could send you a couple more. So I
Yeah,
mean, and actually, just if you personally get any requests, we'll work with you. You know, like, you know, so
yeah, no thanks.
whatever you could do. I mean, it is what it is. You know, we all have to help each other. You know.
No, I know. I'm really excited that we're doing this together because I
Yeah,
actually
me too.
I'm gonna tilt up the camera. Look who I have back there. Do you
Oh,
see
Brad
that?
Elterman. Isn't that
No, it's
Brad?
Jagger.
Oh, wait.
It's Mick
Wait, what?
Jagger.
I can't. Okay, so I'm blind. Wait, hold on. I gotta see.
It's Mick
I
Jagger.
thought that was. Do you know
So
that looks like Brad Elterman? Okay, so Brad will be flattered. I can't. Oh my God, it's a young Jagger. Why
it's
does
a
that look
Jagger.
familiar?
It was shot by Rose Hartman, and I
Okay.
bought it years ago, and she was at Studio 54. So it's from
Oh,
1977, Studio 54.
I think I was born a little. I think I missed that whole era. I think I would have fit in really good during that Studio 54
I,
time. I was just a little too young, but that's like the era that most
I have
fascinates me.
I have another. I can't remember the photographer. It's somewhere in storage. It's a photo of the Rolling Stones from the 70s. I need to figure out who the artist. I bought it years ago, and I don't know who the photographer was. But I need to find that
Hmm.
and then show that to you because I actually have a love of obviously music, but especially like those iconic bands. I
Yeah.
mean,
Well, you're not
where do you want?
alone.
Yeah, where do you? So is the bowl still going to be closed down for the summer? The
I
Hollywood
don't
Bowl?
know. I know. Didn't you tell me? Because I was looking forward to using your parking space that you so kindly offered me. Anybody,
Yeah,
if you need a parking space, Kipton lives up there, so you can park in his place.
I
Yeah,
live, yeah, near the
I don't
Hollywood
think
Bowl.
no large gatherings, no large gatherings. So I think
Yeah,
that
I know, right?
I heard something on the news, on the bad news, about maybe that the most people, like churches are opening, but for only 100 people at a time.
Hmm.
Well, there's only probably 100 people at a time that want to go, because everyone's just like, you know, scared to go. So I think
Yeah,
it could
no,
work
exactly.
out. Yeah,
Well,
so there's certain things opening.
is there, if you could go to any concert right now, where would you go? Who would you see?
If I could go anywhere to see, I'd probably want to go see Shaka Khan at the Hollywood Bowl. Or
Shaka
I know
Khan.
I love Shaka Khan. I'm a big Shaka Khan fan. Or I'd want to go see the Eagles. I've never seen the Eagles or the Rolling Stones, but I'd rather see the Eagles. But then again, it's not the same without Glenn Fry.
The Rolling
I
Stones
see.
are incredible. I
I
saw
have
them
not seen the Rolling
in New
Stones.
York,
And
and the whole
mhm,
stage literally like moved across the football field. It was unreal. I mean, they put on such a good show. I'll tell
yeah,
you a
I do
Jagger
love rock
story.
and roll, but I love R&B too.
The first time I met Jagger was about 10 years ago, and I had New Year's in Mystique in the Grenadine Islands, and I was having New Year's in Mystique and with friends that were there, and there was a white party on the beach, and I was dancing. It was like 2004, I think, 2003,
Mm-hmm.
2004. And I was like, who's this guy with these weird moves? I was like, and
Oh.
then and I looked at her, I was like, oh my God, it's Jagger. It's so amazing. And of course he was like with his girlfriend that's like, you know, a foot taller than him. But
Yeah.
what an icon, like just an iconic
Yeah.
presence,
I know
right?
I was at Giorgio's not that long ago dancing with my girlfriend Rebecca, and we got to dance with Sting. That was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are some of your favorite rock stars or celebrities that you kind of have hung out with over the years?
Oh my God, I need to write a book. You know, my ex-boyfriend used to play bass in culture clubs, so I used to get to meet I mean, I met David Bowie, I met Andy Warhol, I met Luther Vandross, I've met Tears for Fears, I think I said Bowie already, I met Michael Hutchence from In Excess. I got to just be in the circle where I got to meet everybody. And then after that, I dated a guy that's one of the founders of MTV. So then we got to hang out with Prince and Grace Jones and I mean, you know, Bon Jovi and Guns N' Roses and like all these different people. So I got to meet
So
everyone.
awesome.
I don't feel deprived in that way, but I think the most the best story I probably have. Well, I used to get to. I was pretty friendly with Grace Jones for a while there, so we used to dance a lot together and clear the floors. But hanging out with Prince was pretty incredible.
Uh,
And I got to
and I
go
never
to.
saw Prince in concert,
Yeah, I
and I
got to go to
regret not
Paisley
seeing him.
Park. I was invited to Paisley Park, and then also Glam Slam, and it's a memory I hope I never forget. And
Yeah.
yeah, no, I got to meet a lot of cool music people, and I love music. I love, and actually, I got to meet Glenn Fry and his wife. I went to a celebrity golf tournament, Michael Douglas's celebrity golf tournament up in Aspen. I actually got to fly with them on their private plane, and it was really awesome. And yeah, so
Amazing.
I think I've always kind of like really been a music fan, so that's why it's kind of nice to be able to sell photography that's music
Yeah.
related. And a lot of our Leica clientele, they're into music, so I think that's why Neal's done so well at this gallery. But I mean, the work's just incredible, and you know, it
Yeah.
speaks for itself. And I couldn't say enough good things about that guy or you.
No, it is absolutely. So with that, I just wanted to thank everybody for joining the call today. Paris, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. Welcome back
Yeah,
to the
no problem.
gallery after
Thank
two
you.
months of being in
Yeah.
quarantine. I'm so excited that the retail establishments here in Los Angeles are open, especially Leica. If you guys want to go into the gallery here in LA, definitely go in and
Come
say
on
hi to
by. We're open every day, 10 to
Paris.
6. Yeah, thank you.
And
Thank
if
you
you
for
have,
having me.
of course, and if you have interest in any of the photography of Neal Preston, definitely message me and let me know. And I'll work with Paris as well and get some more images to post on the site for
Yeah.
you guys. So, all right, my dear.
All right, everybody, stay safe out there.
All right, I'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Thank you,
Bye.
everyone. Bye, Paris.